About 7:15, officers responded to a call of a disturbance in 151st and Merlin. We are investigating a shooting at Austin's Bar and Grill, and we are actively looking for a suspect.
My husband came to United States in 2005 from India, and I came in 2007. We moved to Kansas in late January of 2014. That's when we bought our house and we plan to settle down here. This house was his dream. This was our first house. So obviously this was both of our dream. Srinu comes from a middle-class family. I think to be able to build our own house was a huge accomplishment for him. I remember when we had to choose the paint, he had sleepless nights for 3 days. The builder was like, you can do a trial paint on this prototype where you can do all the painting. When he saw that picture, I think he was able to sleep finally. We met online in a social media platform called Orchid. Basically, we are both from the same city in India, Hyderabad. Since Reno was in the United States and I was in India, I approached him to help me with the visa application process. The way he guided me, he was caring. That is what attracted me to him, and I think that is what he saw in me too. We planned to meet when he would come to India, and he suggested this temple near my house. I knew that he was tall, but I did not expect him to be 6'2". I'm like trying to figure it out, like, how am I going to be always looking at him like this? We got married in October of 2012. Finally, that moment came on that day where we would be starting that journey together. He was employed with the Government Aviation Department, working on autopiloting system for helicopters. He's into sports, he's into politics, he's a hardcore engineer, happy hour guy, he's everything. Of the many things that Srinu loved, dancing was also one of it. He is known as Amitabh Bachchan for his moves. 22nd of February 2017 started as a normal, usual day for both me and Srinu. I came back from my usual work time around 5:30 or so. When he was coming home, I would make the tea for both of us to have it together. We were supposed to meet that evening. I tried calling him. That's when it went to voice message. I'm like, he must have gone to his happy hour. Srinu and his friend Alok, that's their usual norm to go for happy hours to Austin's. As of my habit, I was going through my Facebook. And then I suddenly see this, Austin's Uleta in a shooting. That's when I started getting frantic and anxious and restless, and I was getting so scared to even read about something about that incident because I was afraid that to see if they mentioned any names and like nothing should happen to Srinu, nothing should happen to Srinu. And then I suddenly see a car pulling into the driveway, and I go and I open the door, and there are two cops. They are like, "Ma'am, could you find somewhere where you can sit?" So I just sat on those stairs, and I was looking at them with so much hope that they would say that they're trying to retrieve him or something. But I heard an entirely different thing. Worst thing that I heard so far in my life. I just got onto the floor. I couldn't take it. I don't have a name for the shooter. He's only a shooter for me. So I'm just gonna address him as the guy or the shooter. He approached them and he started getting all those questions like, "Are you here illegally?" or whatever. Srinu, being Srinu, he was still polite. He was trying to answer him like, "I am here on a work visa." There were good Samaritans that were present, and then they had to walk him out. They thought that the trouble was done, but then he came back. He thought that Trino was from Iran and he was here illegally. I think that's why he said, "Get out of my country." That's what he said before he shot Srinu down. I was trying to share my pain with everybody in a process of trying to make myself believe that Srinu is really no longer with me. Many times these issues are talked about for a few weeks and people tend to forget about them afterward. But the fight must go on towards eradicating hatred from the minds of people. What is a government going to do to stop hate crimes? Is this the same country we dreamed of? And is it still secure to raise our families here? Do we belong here? I did not go to the funeral site. I couldn't get that courage. I just bid my final goodbye from his house. I wanted a particular vision of him. I couldn't see him burning to ashes. I still feel like he's with me, taking care of me, guiding me through. Srinu was the principal holder of the work visa. So that was of a big question of how I would return back if I go to India. In a way, I lost Srinu and I also lost my status in one night. Fortunate to me, many people came forward, including my employer, Intouch Solutions, and Srinu's employer, Garmin. My H-1B got approved on January 3rd of 2018. During this last few months, being able to go back to work, it was like I was honoring Srinivas for the dream that he had for me.
All right, thank you guys for coming today. Sunaina has had quite a few interviews. I'll let you touch on those if you want.
Took some phone interviews. I feel like there is a need to start at a grassroots level to bring more visibility to immigrants and their lives and their contributions to America. That is what is making me move forward in my life, trying to bridge those cultural gaps. We gathered here today because of one man's action and the hate that took away an innocent life from us. You all being here is our answer to that one man. Happy 34th birthday, Srinu. We miss having you here. And I'm thinking you are with the right brothers explaining them about the autopilot systems with a glass of scotch on the rocks in your hand. Thank you all for being here this evening. Me and Srinu, we believed this is our home. This is where we belong. And all of this was cut short because of one person's ignorance. That's what made me ask that question of, do we belong here? The way the community came forward, for so many of them to show so much of love on us. I think that's what made me find my answer